Welcome to our match preview for our Decision Day match against the Chicago Fire on Sunday, November.
No.
Not the
That's
Fire.
A man.
That's the men's. I'm telling you, I have to read it.
Against the San Diego Wave. Against the Chicago Fire. Against Reno 911.
Shifty work into the box. And across, it's in! Oh, it's LaRue! It's a dream return!
Welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City match preview and footy therapy pod featuring two podcast certified footy therapists. I'm your host, Mario Salazar, with my equally tired, because we stayed up watching the damn World Series both days. All night long. Co-host Angela Morales.
What's up?
This is our match preview for our next match. It's Decision Day against the Chicago Stars FC, which still, no, Red Stars, ew, on Sunday, November the 2nd at SeatGeek Stadium. The match is going to be at 2 p.m. on NWSL Plus. The greatest thing that the NWSL has done in recent years in this one particular thing has been bringing back Decision Day almost in its entirety. So one match will be played at...
One match to rule them all. I'm sorry. That was just in my head. It's not that.
3, 2, 1, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. I'm trying to do East Coast time. One match will be played at 12 o'clock on ESPN. One more match will be played at 2 o'clock on ESPN. Everything else at 2 o'clock will happen on NWSL Plus. So pick your favorite team, watch it from there. Most likely it's going to be Angel City if you're listening to us. So there you go. If you don't have NWSL Plus or you don't have access to a TV when the game comes on, you can always listen to Isaac and Tracy on iHeartRadio through the iHeartRadio app. And it's amazing. They'll make you feel like you traveled to Chicago. And it's like the best experience ever. With all that being said, we have stuff to talk about. The beginning portion will be the potty pod portion of this episode, because there are some very justified what the fuck.
And okay, so
bull. So let's just get.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no introing it. Let's just get into it.
I want to start this out by reminding everyone. Now, when it comes to a business, an organization, a team, a group of people that's run by a board of directors in any kind of way, when it comes to them putting out a statement, it will not have the teeth and it will not have the emotion that all of us want it to. Legally, it cannot.
It will be the most filtered, legalized, sterilized version of a
punch to the gut, which it should be. Like,
yes,
I understand the reason behind that, because you have to take out pointed attacks. You have to take out language that can be used against you negatively. There's so many things you have to watch out for when you're saying this as a group.
And also there are, as all of us have, a very strong reaction to hateful shit like this. I may take this out. But on the flip side, when you've heard of like business owners that maybe have a little bit of a right-wing side to them, and then they made a statement because they're the sole owner and the sole proprietor of the board, they have no one to check them, and they put their foot so far up their own ass that it's in their mouth, that then they get canceled, and then they get all this other shit comes to them. When
that's why those statements are so neutered.
Yeah, and like the thing is that like sometime, I will say probably a good portion of that time when you have that a-hole that makes the statement at the top, the people working there, the people just making a living, don't always match that. And
most of the time they don't.
Yeah, exactly. So view all of this as unfortunate as we might see it, of not having the bite that we want it to, or the standing on 10 toes kind of thing. It is a corporate response.
Yeah, it's exactly what I expected it to be, frankly. For those who are thankfully, luckily, graced without the knowledge of what occurred, Elisabeth Eddy, who is somehow still on this team, regardless of the fact that she hasn't played in like a season and a half for a variety of unknown reasons and known reasons, issued a statement in the New York Post, which, LOL, okay, essentially saying that the league not having a very specific and defined gender inclusion, which instead becomes a gender exclusion policy, should be looked at, and politicians should get involved, and essentially puts out this really fucking homophobic, transphobic, racist, uneducated statement. Because she's holy, she's godly, she is of the church. But let me be very upfront when I say this. There is Christianity that follows the teachings of homie Jesus. Like, I'm not religious in the slightest. I learned religion. I was grateful to grow up in a world pre 9/11 when we still valued things like that. I had a middle school that did a whole entire unit in our history, social studies, whatever they called it at the time, that some of us learned and read through the Torah to understand the philosophy behind Judaism. I was part of the group that read through the Quran and understood the pillars of Islam. We had groups that studied Christianity and Catholicism and Hinduism and Buddhism. And we did this whole big unit learning about the pillars of different religion and faith-based groups around the world. The second 9/11 hit, that was taken out of the curriculum, and we're all fucked for it. And this is the evidence of that. But in no world that we live in has religion never been co-opted. People take something so beautiful and so built in community, and essentially the three big religions are some form of Christianity, Judaism, Islam. Biggest communities. Here's the thing. All of them stand on the same shit. You take care of each other, you look after your community, and you don't be a dick. That's it. There's hundreds of stories throughout every single written religious text that talk about different ways to implement that, but it's all the same. At the end of the day, you take care of each other. And what's happened, especially in this country and now across the world, is that there's been a separation of religion, because I've done a lot of research on this, because it's fascinating and it's disgusting at the same time. Religion is also co-opted for power. The Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition, the freaking colonization of America. Like, it's all religion based, all of it. But the thing is that it's separated. And you have people, wonderful people, friends of mine, who follow these religious texts in different varieties. And they're like, yeah, I'm just trying to build community and make sure like my neighbors have food. People are losing access to food in 4 days. This comes out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. 3 days, truly. And honestly, half of their benefits are probably gone, if not more than half. But there are people that still practice religion in a beautiful way, in the way that it's intended to take care of each other, because we are not meant to be solitary creatures. And then there's these assholes who worship at the church of white supremacy. And that's where this comes from. Because this is a quest for power. And I will make sure to say this multiple times in multiple ways. But white men ain't shit when it comes to community. They don't understand it. They don't understand that there's a beautiful thing that happens when all of us just kick it and hang out. And it's gross that they don't get it, because that now becomes the culture of white people as a whole. And is that generalizing? Yeah, but guess what? I live in a multi-generational household. You lived in a multi-generational household. Our families come from communal groups. And you take that away, You become one of those people that's, I have gay friends. No, you don't. I have black friends. No, you don't. People who check the boxes, but not like that, because you don't know them like that. But to further break this down, the idea that is now becoming widespread again, because this was a thing in the 90s, early 2000s, this got a little traction, is genetic testing to make sure you're a woman enough. Because here's the fun thing about that. They don't test you to see if you have enough testosterone to be a dude. It's only if you have too much to be a woman. So what's that mean? So first of all, it's super sexist. That's just number one. Super sexist. Second of all, it's super racist. Because depending on where you're from in the world, you have a different genetic makeup. That's why we look different. That's why our bodies are built different. Like, you look at these like amazing Central African runners that you're like, how do you run? You have like, my thigh is the same size as your whole body, and you run ultra marathons. Like, it's easy. Like, it's a 5K. People are built differently based on where they are from. You have people, Inuit and like indigenous folks from Arctic areas, their bodies pack on more fat because they have to insulate, because they live in the snow. Hello. So like, you end up with people who have their lives ruined through genetic and hormone testing that's built in bullshit. You have people like Caster Semenya from South Africa that we've talked about on this podcast multiple times, because what has happened to her throughout her track and field career makes me want to light things on fire. She's essentially been taken out of the sport because of this, because she has like this much too much testosterone. Her body presents a little differently. And she's just, I'm a woman, I'm just different. Like, genetic differences occur. That's the whole point. Genetic diversity is the whole reason we have been able to evolve as a species. So cool. So we've got sexism, we've got racism, we've got lack of education on the topic. It's like, there are so many different chromosomal differences that people carry. You don't know unless you're being genetically tested. And why should you be genetically tested for no reason? You can have XXY. You can have XY. You can have so many different things. Like, she writes in her statement that if women who were born with ovaries should be the only women allowed in league, some bullshit like that. Like, you have to be born with ovaries. There are women with XX chromosomes who do not have ovaries or who have had them removed. So what does that mean? So if you're saying if there's health issues, if there's cancer, if there's endometriosis, if there's adenomyosis, if there's ovarian cysts or PCOS or all the other things that impact our reproductive system and our hormonal system, and that's taken away, you're no longer a woman, because fuck out of here with that. Like, this idea, and this isn't just directed at her, it's directed at her right now, but it's directed at the entire community that's behind this. This entire idea is disgusting. Intersex people exist. People with chromosomal differences exist. Get the fuck over it. Because it's also ableist. It's so fucking disgusting that people believe this. And then they go through and say, oh, Jesus. Nope. No. Absolutely not. Because I've read enough of the Bible. I understand the concept. I learned. I listened. I paid attention. I have critical thinking skills. I have the ability to analyze things. I paid a lot for my higher education. And I'll be damned if I don't use it. So take an anatomy class. Take a biology class. Take literally anything that will teach you more than you know right now. If this is where you stand with things, because you will learn that people, I'm not going to angry cry because then I'll get more mad. People are so much cooler than you think they are based on the shit you can't see. Bodies are amazing, and fuck you for thinking they're not, because they're different than yours.
I think all of this stems, and I think one of the big things that you mentioned too is just it's the lack of education on things. It's the lack of open-mindedness, and
it's a whole fuck ton of an abundance of hate is what it is.
Yes, very much. And rooting your belief system on what inherently is hate is a completely fucked up way to go about life, and to go about thinking you are righteous and that bullshit.
And frankly, it's violent. Sorry, I'm totally like screaming over you, but like, it's fucking violent. There are people in the league that will be even more dramatically impacted by this than they already have been. There are people in the league, within the Angel City community, within sports in general, that have been banned from their sport because of genetic differences, because of hormonal differences. No.
I'm going to go back to the basic of...
Yeah, go for it.
Where she goes back to, look, if you're a child of religion, a person who studies the Bible, then learn other things. There are more things to learn than just the one way that you're twisting something. There's more ways of interpreting what you are reading, which is completely ignorant and wrong. Ever since this came out, there's been a shit ton of interaction stories with her saying how grossed out and how, like, as soon as people met her, they were like, yeah, that's who you are, because it was a very kind of oppressive, throwing out Bible verses and being like overly, you need to correct your ways and follow what I do. No.
Yep.
And
yeah, if you haven't really explored it, go on Reddit. Go on the Angel City Reddit and go find that post and be just as mad as I am. Like,
not even the Angel City Reddit, the NWSL Reddit in general.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere.
Everywhere. But alongside with all of that, if you are not aware of the fucking dumpster fire that we are living in right now, and how words have meaning, and just because you think that what your position is your position and it shouldn't affect anybody else, it totally affects everybody else. It affects, as Angela was saying, it affects the fans. It affects the people that support the team. It affects the people that supported you. It affects the people that have nothing to do with anything soccer related, but are impacted by these bullshit words and these bullshit thoughts. And I'm trying to use my words measured in a way that I don't talk myself into a corner, because I know that this is not my experience, but I am here along with that. And just because this one specific thing is not my experience, guess what? I live in the fucking world and I go through a bunch of other shit too. So this is not a isolated case, and your words aren't an isolated thing of your own isolated opinion. It's fucking hateful, and it will affect more people than you care to know.
Yep.
And it's dumb. And yes, we are upset with a very lackluster response from the team on a tiny little Instagram post of, as someone on our Discord put, that post was a post-it.
Yeah.
The nothing comment, but
it's a nothing burger. But remember, that's gone through probably 6 different levels of crisis PR, crisis marketing, legal, crisis legal, like all the different checkpoints to make sure it's safe to put out. Take it with a grain of salt. Take any statement like that from any company ever, literally with a grain of salt.
Look,
because it's not going to be what you want it to be.
As a completely, let's flip the emotions for a quick second, but analogous to this situation of being part of a corporate culture, I was part of a company that will not be named at the moment that had a little snafu with coupon codes, and they got slammed. Like, we called it Pennygate because basically a bunch of merch got sold for a penny and it was all legal. It was a legal thing that they put out there.
Yep.
It just got leaked. Guess how? And I worked in the digital marketing department, which meant that I worked on all the social media assets, not the social media manager, but I was the person building the stuff, along with the emails and the website stuff. Guess how long it took us to respond to say, hey, oops, we're stopping that right now. That wasn't supposed to be a thing. Took a day and a half. How many items of clothing got sold for a penny because they sat on their ass for a day and a half?
Yep.
Like,
it's one thing if you don't see it, you don't catch it. It's another to not take the coupon code out and then sit on it for a minute.
We knew about this thing at, I think it was like 5 a.m. LA time. We knew that this thing happened. They did stop the code, but they didn't stop it till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like
oh my God, that's so
because
much
they had to wait on some. Yeah, when you get to that point, corporate language, it's stupid. It's stupid slow, but it is what it is. A lot of people have been saying, you know what? You make your voices heard the way you can make your voices heard.
Yeah.
This was also to say a very chicken shit thing to do when she knows there's no more home games.
Yep.
She knows that she has no career left with Angel City because there has been absolutely no talk on renewing her contract. And why would they? She's played 87 minutes total in 3 years.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can clearly see this as doing the innocent white woman, like, fired because of my views, not because you suck.
And as somebody, I mentioned this in the Discord, not this past calendar year, like from here to last time this year, but the 2 years before that, I essentially had a different version of this as my coworker. And if you were privy to any of those conversations, like Mario was, like Eva obviously was, some of the folks in 227 were, it nearly took me out because of the onslaught of thinly veiled everything. Racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, ableism, diet culture, literally anybody's sentiment, coming from somebody who's also a minority, which blows my mind. The company I work for knew, and it was an incredibly difficult situation because they saw me just disintegrate. I went from working 5 days a week, every day, no big deal, very little call outs, to a lot more call outs and a lot more migraines and a lot more health issues, to working 4 days a week, to being in extensive therapy. And I've been in therapy on and off since I was 18. I flipped across the fucking freeway. Duh. My brain's rattled. But this was honestly the hardest 2 years of my life because I was stuck. I was desperate to get out of there without a good exit plan in an economy that's slowly breaking down. So jobs are listed, they're posted. Are they hiring? Who knows?
Or they're also hiring like master degree and 12 years experience for like entry level.
For $26 a month. Like you're making $7.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck. I can't get out. Every day is mental warfare for me. So honestly, good riddance. I genuinely hope no one on that team dealt with what I dealt with or anything close to it because it was disgusting. It was awful. I'm just now getting to the point where I like laugh with people at work. I have become friends with people outside of work because they were the ones who saw and understood what the correlation was of what was happening. and looked out for me. I'm just now getting my health back in check. So if anybody has anything to say about this, I frankly don't fucking care. I've seen it firsthand what this type of quote unquote religion, because that's not what it is. It's a power struggle. It's a last ditch effort of control in a world that you do not understand because you actively aren't a part of it. But damn, you're missing out on some good shit because you are so hateful. And yeah. Let's talk about the Chicago Stars, guys. Also, I mentioned it before we really started recording, but I'm wearing my like Megan Rapinoe Seabird 2020 shirt from Breaking Tea. Felt appropriate today.
I was trying to think of some way to incorporate the Austin 316 you just got your ass kicked type thing, but I couldn't figure it out.
She's been signing autographs.
Yeah, annoyingly.
With John 316. So like stone cold your way out of that one, girl.
All right.
Anyway, decision day, guys. It's coming. Like
okay, so take a deep breath. Everyone listening, just yeah. Okay, decision day. This is where like on the timestamp it's gonna be like we talk about what the fuck's going on,
Angela
and then decision
yells,
day,
and then decision day.
So decision day. I went through a whole bunch of what could happen in the last episode. Not gonna run through it all the way through. I'll give you the highlights, but if you do want to go through with a couple of like how things can flippy flop, go back to last episode and take a listen.
I got my swim trunks. I'm so sorry I said that out loud and I thought that was just in my head.
All right.
I'm on a boat. You can leave that in. I don't care.
Shenanigans. Oh, yeah. You know what? We need to find our happy place wherever we can, because fuck it if you can find it somewhere else outside. It's all crazy. All right. So we know spot number 1, first place and second place are the only ones that have been secured. Everything from there on down is willy-nilly in the wind right now. 3 through 7 can flippy flop all the way around. Like 7 could, no, not 7. I think 6 can jump all the way to 3rd, basically. Like
that's a lot.
It's crazy. The table is amazingly, freakishly tight at the moment where there is. Yes, everybody can play leapfrog like multiple times during the 90 minutes of all the games happening on decision day. So there's that. Spot number 8, the 8th place, last position in the playoffs, is also still undecided. That is going to be between the Courage and Racing. And it also will come down to the decision day results on who's going to leapfrog over each other. They're basically just 1 and 1. It's either going to be one or the other in that 8th place spot. And then everybody else above them gets to have more fun with leapfrog. So it's going to be wild. And it's going to be what we want out of decision day, right? Like,
yeah,
there's a little bit of it gets boring if the league was decided 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But then it also didn't matter in the past years because they did the last day, the last matches over the entire weekend. So you don't have the drama of what's going to happen. We definitely talked about trying to do some type of watch along thing for Decision Day, knowing that Angel City was going to be away, but it's
life, yo,
hard,
it's hard.
Man. We can barely figure out how to keep up with our BLUESKY account. Like, I don't.
Yeah, we have big dreams and big hopes for next season. We're trying to start working on them now.
Because we know we need to.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. This episode's going to be fairly short and sweet shenanigans beyond the heavy shit that we had to talk about. But let's talk about the Chicago Stars.
All right. So This is a big time last match of the season for all the emotional reasons. We're both out of the playoffs. We're both like, there's no, I could give you a rundown of the players, but nobody's gonna, we're just not in the playoffs. Okay, the season ends for the Stars for us. Cool. But the cool thing, I first want to start off by saying that Ella Mazur deserves a head coaching position in the league. She's done amazing things in Chicago as interim before they bring in a man. So whether or not she wanted the head coaching spot in Chicago or not, because Chicago deserves better, both for the WNBA and the NWSL. The front offices, please make some off-season moves. Please get it together to allow these teams to succeed, because they're wonderful. Like, honestly, get it together. That essentially was like my big point for Chicago, is that they deserve better. You can't bring in somebody like Lauren, who coaches the Jamaican national team and then has created amazing national team stars, both in Jamaica, in the US when they were in college. So many different players have learned under him. You can't bring him in and expect him to work magic when you don't
give him anything.
And that's not to say that the players they've had aren't spectacular, but they didn't try to build a team. They said, we've got Mal. Then Mal got pregnant. Or Mal was injured. Mal came back. Mal got pregnant after the Olympics. And you didn't do anything to help out the rest of the people who've been busting their ass every day.
The adage of life gives you lemons, make lemonade. He didn't even have fucking lemons.
No.
Like they didn't
give him anything. He
just
had a whole bunch of people looking around. Dude, we're trying. We're busting our ass, and they move stadiums this season. There's been so much. If you want to know all of the things about Chicago Stars soccer, go follow Gal Pal Sports. They are Chicago based. We've had Leslie on. They are amazing at their coverage for Chicago, both from the soccer aspect, the league aspect of it all, the accessibility of it all, because Leslie is a disabled writer. So she's coming at it like, is the stadium even accessible? Can I get to the press box? Can I get where I need to go? So you learn a lot through the Gal Pal escapades. Plus, they're both really funny. And, like, they deserve a lot. But this is a big emotional deal, because it's like the end for CP and for Cap. Is it? I don't know who will get minutes. I hope Kristen does, because in the before days, like back in the early days of the NWSL, she played in Chicago from 2014. She came in mid-season after her season in Sweden, I think it was, ended. She came in, played, scored a gazillion goals. Played 2015, scored a gazillion goals. Was named captain in 2016. So she's playing with Sarah Gordon at this point. They're making like $8,000 because Sarah Gordon was just on BFFR. Yeah, my rookie season made $8,000 for an entire season of soccer, where you're putting your body on the line. You have to train like a professional athlete. You have no facility. She said their film room was in a basement that flooded. There's so much wrong with it, but like, they've been in the trenches. And early, like Magic Jack and WSL, and there was a lot of trenches to be in women's sports for a hot minute. And Kristen, unfortunately, was like in a lot of them. National team, NWSL, she's seen some things. But this is her like last. It's very fitting to me that she's ending officially her career in Chicago.
Yeah, she had her last game at home. Yeah. So we got the send-off. We got the retirement ceremony for both Cap and CP. But there's a decision day and away day. And then this will be the official last match. Yeah. And yeah, I do hope they play. I do hope they get minutes. I hope
Kristen is allowed to say goodbye to the fans of Chicago, because she played there for so long. 4 seasons or 3.5 seasons is a long time to be on a team. And she did really cool shit. They did a compilation on the NWSL Instagram of all of the goal of the week, player of the week that she's had throughout her career. And there are so many of them when she's in Chicago. A little baby Kristen. It's so cute. But yeah, I'm just emotional because now I'm mad. It's like the come down of being angry. I've been mad about this since yesterday, frankly. But I really hope we win. We're pretty well matched with Chicago. 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses over the last 4 seasons. Let's make it 4 wins just for the fun of it. Come on, guys. Let's have a grand old time.
Look, we couldn't get the win at home and send them out in style with the home crowd.
Let's make it a home game.
Let's make it a home game. Let's make it that we get the 3 points.
Yeah.
Granted, whatever happens, we at least finished higher than we did last year.
Oh God. But it's interesting that I'm going to say this about Angel City based on the full ass angry rant that I started this episode with. Give me a second. I got to get it together.
Save it for, we've got another episode to do. Save it for that one.
No. It's important to say it now because of what's happened. In one of her last pregame captain speeches, damn it, Allie Riley has rubbed off on me too much when it comes to crying, and I'm sick of it. So she says in the pregame huddle that it means something to wear that crest. Not every team, and I say team because it's the players. I don't care about the front office like 90% of the time. I really don't. Like, they're just the people who sign the paychecks. Oh, the league signs the paychecks. So they just, they run the things. They make sure there's money. That's it for me. But you don't get teams very often that are so interwoven with the city they play in. You don't have players like, I love this city. I'm so glad I came to this city. Or I'm so happy to be home to play in my city. We are spoiled in Los Angeles. You've got the Allie Rileys, the Kristen Presses, the Lily Nabets, the Alyssa Thompson, the Giselle Thompson. You have Freddie Freeman. You have Tyler Glasnow. You have, I don't know if there's anybody on the Lakers right now because I haven't been paying attention. You've had multiple Sparks players over the years, players from the Kings. There's so many players that go around the world to play their sport. But the second they're back in this city, it means something different. And that's why I'm so fucking mad about the statement that Elisabeth Eddy put out, because she's from here. And again, it shows the diversity and the different types of people that inhabit the city, good, bad, otherwise. But like, I love this city. And I'm glad you guys do too. So go Angel City forever, even when I'm mad at you. That's all I have to say about this. I hope we win on Sunday. And if we don't, who cares? This is like the healthiest I've ever been about my team not being in a good position. I'm just like, whatever. But yeah.
Like I said, if we don't, we finished better than we did last year. So call that a win. With that, thank you for listening. This was, if you're going to watch the game, so it's going to be on Sunday, November 2nd against the Chicago Stars. Not the Fire, the Stars. At SeatGeek Stadium. Not San Diego.
No.
Not the Ford F-150s. No. The Chicago Stars FC. 2 p.m. SeatGeek Stadium. It'll be streaming at the same time as every other match on NWSL Plus. Listen to Isaac and Tracy on iHeartRadio if you can't watch it, or sync it up and listen to them while you're watching the broadcast. It's a fun thing to do also. It's decision day. Have fun. And if you like what you hear, if anything, this episode is who we are.
Yep.
Like,
between this episode and the Immigrant City episode, if you don't like it, you don't have to listen.
And the post Palisades Eaton fire episode, this is who we are.
Yep.
There's no. We will put 10 toes down. This is not. We are here to talk fun about the game that we love watching, that we love getting heartbroken about, that we love being excited about, that our hope
I love being heartbroken, but like,
but it's the sport. It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah.
It's the thing that the team that gives you heartburn, but also gives you the most amazing moments that you can think of.
Yeah.
We are here to talk about them, but we also live in the world, and there's other shit that happened. Yes, we can try to be rosy sunglasses and just be like, dude, this is all we do, but no, that's not the fucking reality we all live.
We're not close enough to being billionaires to do that, frankly.
And nobody's sponsoring this pod, so we don't know about shit. So there you go. But if you do want to sponsor the pod, then go ahead, reach out.
Let us know.
Either way, if you listen this far, you like what we're saying, you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Wherever you find your podcast links, check out casualfc.com for all of the links of everywhere you can get this. We're also on YouTube, so you can get it from casualfc.com also. Follow our socials, casualfc pod, all one word, on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, at casualfc.com on BLUESKY. Join us on our Discord. That's probably the most fun that we can have between games, watching the World Series, watching international football, talking about cute dogs and cats.
My God, one of our Discord friends has a dog that does not even look real.
It looks like a stuffed animal. It's so
dog is so
like
friggin'
curly.
cute. Yeah.
Come join us on Discord. It's fun. Email us, DM us, do whatever. Contact us, and we'll give you the link. It's not a big thing that we're keeping or gatekeeping. Come join us. It's fun. And we'll have some fun conversations during the off season too. Best ways to support the pod: share, comment on any of one of our posts on our social media. It's all about engagement. Give us a rating on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening. Grab some merch at shop.casualfc.com. We have some always fun evergreen merch, and new stuff will be coming out as we can get it out. There's always some fun stuff on there that you can find. And if you feel so inclined, help support the pod by buying us a coffee at at buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod. It's an easy way to throw us a buck, help us keep doing what we're doing. But either one of those ways helps us out. But most importantly, tell a friend about the pod. I hear it brings us good luck, and we like to package up that good luck and send it along with the team. Might as well send it along for CP and Cap's final match of their career with the NWSL. And let's make it a good one. So with that, thanks for being with us, and
thanks for hanging out this season.
We'll see you a little bit throughout the off season, and
get ready for retirement episodes, guys. They're coming. End of season stuff, playoffs, they're coming. Yep. But Mario's wife's birthday is next week, so we gotta take a week off because she deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah, it's another reason why we couldn't do the whip around show. Was mainly because it was her birthday weekend, and I'm like, I can't do that.
You can't do that. No, that's the funny thing is, this is a random super little random bit. My birthday's at the beginning of May. Mario's is at the end. His wife's birthday is at the beginning of November. Eva's is at the end of November. So it feels very kismet that we're homies. But thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We'll see you on the internet. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Welcome to our preview of the Decision Day match against the San Diego.
I've never heard you do that before.
All right.
Oh, that was beautiful.